welcome to my channel FC24. Alright, to share with you how to train players to level 15 so they can claim those 1500 gems. In short, I'm sharing with you right now on the screen. You can see 63 RP 12,000, 75 CB for 29,000, and the 80 CB for 100,000. Alright, so if you compare the 63 players versus 75 player, you actually get 240 XP compared to just a 200, and it's much cheaper for 24,000 if you get two numbers of the 63 compared to just 175. Likewise, the 80 would cost worse off in terms of value for money, right? So that's what I mean by 63 is the best value for money. And as for the 80 CB, I'm wanting you to buy this player for the purpose of rank up because it's the cheapest player you can get at 100,000, sometimes at 95,000, so you can do the rank ups, and there's a lot of supplies for this guy. So you can use multiple of this guy for training because it doesn't matter even if you have 5 of them of the same player, it be counted as well, right? So you can see here I got one more player to train, and then I will fulfill the 5 players requirement. I'm going to train the same guy again because getting this guy from the market is so easy and so cheap. So I'm going to train the same guy again, and I'm going to buy another one more of the same 80 CB so they can do the rank up, because you need 2 rank ups. One because to prevent the capped from level 5, so you can train on beyond level 5 to 10, and once another one at the level 10 in order for you to proceed further to level 15 in terms of training. So with that, we have claimed the 1500 gems. Alright, so in short, that's what I aim to share with you in this video. Now I'm going to the details for you. Alright, so in terms of the players, you're going to hunt using 63. Right? Why 63? Because there's lots of supply of the players in the market for 63. Any other OVR, the supply seems to be a bit lesser, and it's so much easier to buy 63 at 12,000. So just make sure you buy the 63 at around 12,000 or so. Sometimes if you wish to pay a bit more, like 12,300 or 600, I think that's perfectly fine. But you'll get a lot of supplies, and it's really important. Make full use of the fact you have this watch list. Click on a player, and then you put a star on it, and you can keep on going for the same player until you deplete the stock in the market. So what I intend to do is to buy lots of the same players. So you click on the player itself. There's a place you can see a star. You click on the star, it adds onto your watch list. Under a watch list, you can keep on buying it, right? So once you keep on buying it, the player, until it's fully depleted, you do the same thing by clicking on the star again to unlock it so that it doesn't appear and waste your watch list. There's basically a limit to everything. So there's 50 numbers of players can put in your watch list, so you do not want to waste that special space. So make sure you have depleted it, right? Every time you can buy 25 numbers. So very quickly you drain probably 100 players from the market easily. So with that, you keep on buying it. Why? So because is the most value for money, as I mentioned earlier, 120 XP, and it's only causing you a small amount of cost that costs you compared to 70 plus OVR player. So the worst value for money is the 80 plus OVR players. I think that's the worst. You do not get them. So make sure you get the cheapest, most value for money players. If you could get 50 plus, even better, but it's really hard to find. I find a niche market at 63, right? So regardless whether it's 60 to 69, if I'm not wrong, they all give the same number of XP, right? So 63 seems to be cheapest because you go 64, it's more expensive, and you can't find any from 60 to 62. So that's the reason why I appreciate if you could look at this market itself, find yourself the cheapest player for 120 XP. For me, it will be the 63. So just gonna keep on buying a few more. It's draining my funds for sure, but definitely gonna stock up my coins again by selling players later on. Do not think of training players and then move them to the market and making a big loss over that, right? So this purpose is purely for the fun of getting more gems, right? So it's an opportunity for you to get 1500 gems. Why not? Just get it first. Do not spend the gems. You need it for future events. I'm just going to stock up lots of gems, and I'm going to touch it, right? So this is the reason why it's important not to waste gems for the start of the season. It's always very wasteful if you waste your gems early on into the event, which is definitely not the best players you can get. If you could save up all your gems all the way to the tail end of the whole season, that will be really valuable in terms of gems. Alright, so sometimes you really need those good players, and you really get them probably 100 OVR or 110 OVR later on, using gems and whatnot. Alright, but not now. Right now you're wasting gems, you're putting in for 80 player. Right, so in terms of the players you can't sell, I think that's the best players you can put into your lineup. The rest of the players, I'm moving them to the market very soon, in order to accumulate more funds. So definitely this whole process of upgrading players would drain lots of your funds, easily 6 million or 7 million away. But again, it is because of exchange for gems. I think it's worth it. 6-7 million for exchange of a few thousand gems, I think definitely worth it. Alright, so definitely gonna sell the 91 ST later on for 5 million, since there's a demand in it for a market. So really you're gonna check your market. Again, you can see these players 95,000 has tons of supply. That's why I'm recommending to get this 80 CB. It's so cheap in the market, you can easily get him, and you need him because you really need to do the rank up. So I'm buying a good number of that to do the rank up itself. Alright, do not throw the player in for your training because it's total waste. Alright, so just remember this: if you go for training, go for the 63 OVR. If you're going for rank up, you go for the player I've shown you, the 80 CB. It's the cheapest you can get, right? So that's the reason why I'm sharing with you, so that you don't waste a good amount of coins, or you go in blind, you don't know which is the best, because there's a need to analyze the amount of XP that provided or experience provided for by the card itself, and you throw them and burn the cards into your trainings. So if you burn the card in the trainings, make sure you get the max amount of experience for the lowest cost, and likewise for rank up, you got to go for the cheapest player. Otherwise, rank up is really expensive. If you're grabbing those that is maybe 200,000 or so, but why not just get a 95,000? And you can keep on doing it. All right, keep on doing it, and you basically trade in your coins, like I said, a few million of coins for the fact of a few thousand gems. I think it's really worth it. So for now, the same player I'm doing for rank up, you can see here, that's how you do the rank up. All right, so you must use the same player. So the trick is you must find the cheapest player that's available in the market. As I mentioned, this 80 CB is tons of it in the market, and you must use the same card for rank up itself. All right, so if you're thinking why not get a very good player and then basically do training and rank up, you can't do that because it's so expensive to get a card to be burned in order to do the rank up itself. So you got no choice, for the sake of the gems, you got to do through this process. Of course, intuitively you may thinking you're a bit of waste, I mean, putting in so much training into such a weak player, but not totally true. The fact that you can actually use that player once it's level up, again, you can basically adjust that traits, defense higher and whatnot. So that's a flexibility, because once you do the rank up in training, you can allocate points to the player, and then you can actually do a stronger defense for the player and why not. Alright, so again, you can see here I'm slowly training up this player to level 10 already. Again, I gotta do a rank ups in order to unlock further training from 10 to 15. Alright, so I do a further rank up here just to share you how it works out. Okay, although there's a chance, but I said do not burn two cards. Just give it a try. It seems like there's a good chance that using one card itself you can do it. Alright, so this is the skill points I mentioned earlier. You can actually adjust it. Alright, so with that, we can already basically train all the way to shelf. And as I said, just train 3 more. Buy tons of these players. Once I've got enough, you basically can keep on doing training all the way to 15, and then that's where I've shown you earlier part of the video, whereby you unlock those gems itself. Okay, so you're training this 63 as well from the market. Eventually, this is something you got to do further for the level training of 20. So for now, it's just 5 players for 15. Later on, they'll be even harder and harder. So you got to really pick your right player to do this, because if you do not pick that ADCB and you pick really expensive players, you run out of funds totally. And if you've been buying beyond the 63 for the purpose of training, you run out of funds as well. So really, you make sure you appreciate the funds that you have, the coins, the limited resource that you have. And if you're building up your OVR for a team and you think that that prime icon or icon card is so precious to you, you don't want to sell it, think again whether that card is still worth it, maybe like a few weeks or months down the road, whereby the OVR is hitting like 95 and you're still holding to a 90 OVR card, even though it's an icon. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose. Why not grab 5 million from it right now by selling that player, and then with 5 million in the pockets, you can do this trading of coins for gems purpose. Right, so that's my sharing with you this video, the purpose of getting more gems. Okay, so again, I share you here the last player that you're going to rank up to, basically trading to 15, and with that we can go ahead and claim the rewards of that 1500 gems. All right, one last one. This is the one that I'm going to do, but again, I'm going to buy more players in order to do so, and then once I'm done with it, I'm really happy. So you can see the good amount of players that I have, 5 numbers, and with that, I'm done deal, and with that, basically, we claimed that 1500 gems. Alright, so thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.